Hello, this is going to be my newest poem. It's called Tachyon Face Turquoise Werewolf Neurotic Bankers. Slobber and pyromaniacs of the starryscapes seem to tranquilize the lever wriggled burnished fanny packs of the Godzillas, truncated and stampeding through Drumheller, Alberta, alchemized in the gigantic putrescent elegance of the quantum Tolkienologist who telepathically tenderalizes Gandalf's snowball stuffed beard between the interjections of Saturn and Uranus as these possible world televisions pillar the loquacious ocean stuffed with marbled beautiful blue chupacabras, and solitude is a venomous viper rearing before the passionate occultus obscurantus keychains that orbit like gigantic quaggas stampeding through intergalactic galaxies of Andromeda galaxy squeezed out in a dishwashing dishcloth. And this ultimate singularitarian future where the steel peregrinated falconer is sauteing his high-rise apartment in the back broiler rooms of the purple bearded Usippus as this narcissistic Trump phantasmagoria embalms the palmistry leaves of this intergalactic gigantic triceratops businessman and businesswomen as they hymenaeus the basilisk and obelisks Lebeg integrals that patronize the Zabaglione custard leaking through the gigantic blue tubular quagga's headdress of venomous spaghettios. And their pancreases that are orally kissable as the rage and plumage of these celestial peregrination Pennywise clowns of poltergeistic dawnlight seeping through the monocles and manacled cellared holy bread that seems to antediluvianize this conjunction between the gigantic velociraptor faced grocers that fumigation oil this algebrization of the Yang-Mills equations, automatizing the biliferous Gnostic osteoporosis of the starryscapes, and this absolute moral absolutism squeezing Kant's raisins, gluing purple gluing the crimson human rocking chairs that seem to pumice their kiwis and echidnas that vibrate through the cobbled gemstones and moonstones that Edenize their wildflowers, very paraplegizing the liquidations of the intoxicated werewolf-headed president of Nauru in the year 3002. Before this cross-fertilization of all wildflower echidnas and Sonic the Hedgehog luxem birdist politicians that seem to denigrate as they galvanize the serpentine from frontal lobotomizations of these sempiternal mind jungles that cascade through the bloody Shangri-La baby dolls as they porous their cataclysmic ogreish stacks of gigantic blue and purple zebras leaking through a female president camel's eyeball between as we spend a sempiternity and a Zabaglione stuffed zygotic ashtray faced Baden-Ram dendrochronological tree. And the second poem is going to be called, probably the last one for today. It's going to be called Plutonic Polyarchy. The choreographer has somehow done a yogi dance for the beautiful Hindu peninsulas that the dock and bullion bubble up through the Heraclidean cleavage of this foreskin intergalactically drizzling the chirping birdsong and gigantic Godzilla-faced birdhouses as they sporadically and rhythmically rear before the bepestering exuberances, leaking in the aspatial temporal scopal stuffed hummingbird's buttocks. And this gigantic razory face toothpaste is somehow clicking the capybara-headed Moorish moorlands as the iris xenodaki and synodaki before the blue flame-ignited chupacabra-headed quagga stacked in the Grecian composing jazzosophy before the horned cadaver of the blue rhinoceros's ashtray, the Dalek soap and the inflammable ogopogos as they castrate the boiling windows of this gigantic Buddhist cabaret of the Rastafarian Ouroboros action figures and ex-women, and the cuddling between these rebellious siderealizing before the Ramapithecus as a symbiotic snowstorm in the year 3000 at the bus stop in Prince George. Sorry, not Prince George, Quesnel. And this vagabond, as these Vestas seem to sleepwalker through the incision of all these storming festooning redwood trees, and this petalmaniacal metallic rearing mirotopological gunk of Pluto and Saturnine. The astromancers have come to ride Zambonis and toboggans down the minesweeper gigantic gardens of Rastafarian Eden as they blindfold the simultaneous Solvent Scramble 960 exhibition. Timelessly, we walk hand in hand before the incarnated valley of all these precipitary, exceptional annihilation of organic tarantulas that seem to boondock their balustrade before the bleeding fire brains and brain worlds that carburetor their ignition before this motorization of all the intrepidations of this evolvic prosaic pestilizations and this cosmic castigations that seem to bludgeon the dragon of mid-spring automatistic serenations before this ancient tan oak sidereal redwood ducks its metallic bra strap for the omnitheistic Smokey the Bear through the wildflowers wriggling the gigantic Akashic records of all the purple and green lionesses, cascading through Bella Coola to Mount Prince Rupert Valley, between this vibraphone and an aerophonic incessionary that seems to milk and open the castrations of this plumage, inundating the careening of the Zagwengazi butterfly bungling symbol gaiden through the towel stalk labyrinth of meadowlarks and Godzilla faced presidents of Rastafarian Eden, and all these bleeding tungsten madronis as they pour their bucket of astrophobic stars in a cyclonic and metempsychotic jaded Pegasus, a unicorn of the Meinongian status of all monadic versus dyadic absinthian endoplasmic Golgotha, and up to Terabithia and down to Narnia before Vancouver Island's White Rock, where we spend the next sempiternal century sitting in an apartment elevator, smoking Vegemite and aloe vera cow flavored Coca-Cola. Thank you so much.